Lizard B with a pre-schmooze question of the day. I have a U visa on file since 2018. When he checks the receipt, notices only the one for the I-765 shows it's in processing. What do you think could be wrong with that? Well, a U visa application does take a long time to process. There is only 10,000 visas given out for U visas any given year. Sounds like to me that your I-765 is processing because they looked at your application, and now there's changes in immigration law that you can get a work permit while your U visa is pending. Been pending like 5-6 years. I get it, but probably they approved your work permit or are taking a look at your work permit to approve it based on having a bona fide application. That's what I think it means. Tan, hey, Mr. Brad, how long does it take for NVC to come with their final decision when your case is returned to the NVC office? All right, Tan, so this is your issue. Somebody went to the embassy, whether it was you or somebody else, they got denied, and the embassy is returning the case to the National Visa Center for visa revocation. They've already given you that final decision. They have said your immigrant visa is a no-go. So they're going to return it to USCIS, and USCIS is going to send you what's called a notice of intent to revoke and give all the reasons why the U.S. Embassy is saying they intend to revoke your approved visa petition, or whoever went to the embassy and got denied. That's going to take years. It's an application that's an immediate relative, such as a spouse or somebody filing for their parent or a child under 21. It's actually faster to just refile the I-130, but fix the problem. Because if you just file a new I-130 and you go back to the embassy, same thing's going to happen again. So you got to fix the problem. If it was a case where it was like your brother or sister filed for you and it's 15 years of waiting, well, then, yeah, you got to follow up with the NVC and USCIS for that notice of intent to revoke, because it's obviously going to be quicker to hear from them than it's going to be to file again. Problem is, USCIS, NVC, they're completely overwhelmed. And in your case, the notice of intent to revoke is way on the bottom of their priorities. So it's going to take a while. If you can refile again, I would. Asm Pin saying, hi, Brad. Can an immigrant living in Mexico with a dismissed delivery of drugs and a guilty to frequenting a place back in 2000, what is that place? A brothel, perhaps? I don't know. What place are you frequenting? A drug place, a brothel place? We need to know what that is. And a case where dismissed delivery of drugs, we would need to know what the underlying facts are. And the reason is this. Even though you don't have a criminal record, there is an immigration law that says if you are potentially a past, present, or future drug trafficker, then you would still not be eligible for your green card. You know, under criminal law, for example, under criminal law, to be found guilty, it's beyond a reasonable doubt. But for immigration law, it's just preponderance of the evidence. So if there is a preponderance of the evidence that there are facts that you exchanged money for drugs, even though maybe you were found innocent, could be a reason to deny you. So we would need to know a lot more in order to help you. Jen Pan, hello. I got my asylum granted 6 months ago, but I'm also about to get married with a U.S. citizen boyfriend. How can I apply for my adjustment of status? I would do the adjustment based on the marriage. You'll get your green card quicker than waiting 6 more months before you then have to file for asylum, and they take a lot longer for the asylum. So just put in the adjustment application. Hinder Jeet. I used my advanced parole based on adjustment of status to travel last year. While returning, they stamped my passport with parole, and it's expiring. My I-45 is still pending. Do I have to extend the parole? No, you don't. You have a pending adjustment of status. You're perfectly fine.